Hello, I'm Tech, and today I'm going to show you how to take Ionic Pro Air Purifier apart so you can clean it inside, because over time, believe it or not, there's actually a lot of dirt inside the unit itself, so it doesn't really clean outside because this has plenty of dust inside the unit. So believe it or not, it's actually quite it's not really that difficult to take it apart. However, it's a lot harder to put it back together. To get it started, I already started taking it apart slowly, but to get started, of course, you pull out the top. You want to pull out the blades. Just put it aside. Okay, on top you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. So what you want to do is actually take it apart. Take those screws apart. I already believe I took 3 screws apart, so I have the 4th one somewhere. Okay, once we have the screw out, I'm gonna flip it to actually get it out. See, it just fell out. Okay, so I got the screw out. Let's put it on the side somewhere so we don't lose it. Okay, so the top comes off. Just try to leave it there. For the reason is there's only a few pins that are holding the sides together, so we want to leave it there so that way it's intact. Second part would be take out the bottom stand. There's also 4 screws on this side, so I have already took the small screws off. And the stand comes off. Just make sure don't lose the screws. Next thing we notice is if you flip it, there's 2 screws here on each side, 1 and 2. So we want to get those out. After that, we want to grab a smaller screwdriver, and actually there's a screws right in between. There's actually a bunch of them around here on the right at the edge. Let me see if I can show you one. It's in the dark, so I can't. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a screw here. And what you need to do is actually take a small screwdriver and unscrew those. Same thing on the other side. There's small screws barely visible in between. There's a bunch of there. So once you have those out, just slowly try to pry it apart. It should come out easily. Don't force it. And you also don't forget that you have to take out the labels, otherwise it's gonna stop you from taking it apart. One thing, I'm not gonna take it apart just because it's a pain to put it back together. Just be careful when you assemble it. Make sure the cables are not run. Inside, after you take this off, there's nothing else you have to unscrew, just so leave it alone, even though the screws there. So the only thing you'll notice that only one side really comes off for cleaning, the other one stays the same, so just leave it there. You can take it completely apart, but it's even harder to put it back together, so it's definitely not worth it. But you can take one side off, take a vacuum, vacuum it inside, and then of course this other side you can dump it in a shower and just wash it off. After that, remember, just make sure when you plug it in, try to reassemble it. This blade runs on the rails inside, so make sure when you put it back together that this is moving freely and they're on the rails. And just put it back together, put the screws in. Remember, put those in back, small ones, stand, and that's it. So hopefully you understand at least how to take it apart. I'm sorry I couldn't show you the entire video, but it's really I did it once and I really don't want to do it again. I mean, if you really have to clean it, this is the way to do it. If you don't, just leave it. It's really pain in the ass to put it back together. I hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned for more.